Well, hello! It is Friday. It's January 17th, I think, right? Tonight, because I am trying to find out new ways to entertain everybody and myself when I watch these videos. I started out with some beer. I'm drinking Omegaine's Hennepin to start the night out with. But tonight, I'm going to do something different. Tonight's episode is going to be about cooking Chinese food and perhaps fucking up Chinese food. But I have made this meal before, and the last time I made it, it ended up being very, very good. So I'm going to get off this camera in a minute. I'm going to set up my GoPros here in the kitchen to prepare what I'm doing for the dinner, and then do some of the prep work. Then I will cook it. Then we will eat it, and that's what you do with food. So for now, drink, and hopefully I don't get myself too messed up and screw up dinner. Let's see how this goes. Oh, so good. So the first part of this process is I am actually got my egg noodles, which I'm going to take my egg noodles and I'm going to cook them first. Then I'm going to remove them once they're done, strain them, and put them on a towel and let them dry out a little bit while I prepare the rest of the food. At the same time, I'm also going to make some white rice, just to have on hand as a side dish to the General Tso's chicken. I'm making General Tso's, and I'm also making chicken lo mein. So the other thing I've got to do is cut up all of my vegetables and my meats, and I'll be doing those in just a minute. I just want to get the lo mein going first, and then I'll jump onto that. Okay, so I have got to cut up a number of things for this meal. I've got green pepper, carrots. I actually bought matchsticks, so I wouldn't actually have to cut them. But I've got some mushrooms that I've got to cut up. These are cremini mushrooms. I've got some ginger that I've got to prepare. And then over here, I've got some garlic. I've got to prepare some garlic as well. So I'm going to cut all of that up and then start that up. In the meantime, I've got the lo mein going. And then I've got to, once I get all this prepped, then the last thing I got to cut is my chicken. I've got to put that in the cornstarch and then fry that up. So we got several different things we got to do. So while we're getting started, I'm going to start grabbing plates or bowls for this one at a time. And I'm going to start with my vegetables. And I'm going to get those chopped up. It's interesting to try something new with this. I have not... never had the idea of actually doing a cooking show, so it's not like a cooking show is something that was on the top of my list of things to accomplish. However, as I'm looking for new types of things to do, why not try a cooking show? I do rather enjoy cooking. So I decided to go to a time lapse with this because I realized as I was recording that I was not talking enough, and this also would have ended up being about a 25-minute video. So we'll just allow it to fly through the chopping of these vegetables here. Obviously I have the red pepper, unlike where I said green pepper in the video. Have to have the beer, as you can see. The beer is a must. Chopping up some cremini mushrooms, nice, full of flavor, really good for Asian dishes. After the mushrooms, I move over to grabbing myself a gigantic elephant clove of garlic. This is it's nice because it's a little bit easier to peel. You don't have to deal with all the peeling process involved with regular cloves of garlic. Setting aside the white rice, getting that going. Got to have the white rice as a side dish. You don't necessarily need to do lo mein with fried rice. It's a little bit much. Then you got to add the ginger. Ginger is another one of those ingredients that is vital in most Asian dishes. This ginger is nice and fresh. Got to peel off all the hard tops on it first, and then once you set that aside, you can chop it up. Ginger, if you've never actually prepared it, is very fibrous. So that tea towel you saw there on the left, I was actually pulling the egg noodles and setting them into a tea towel to dry out. But as I was saying, ginger is very fibrous. It doesn't cut like garlic. It's different. It feels kind of spongy when you try to chop it up. So you got to really be very fine cutting with it. As you can see here, I'm cutting up the chicken thighs. I go in chicken thighs because they tend to stay tender when fried. They get a nice hardness to the outside for the cornstarch, but then the inside stays nice and tender. Very fatty cut of meat though, so it takes a little bit of time to cut them up. Usually cut them into about 1 inch cuts. It's the best way to really get some flavor into it, but also to keep it tender inside, so it works out nicely that way. Once this is chopped up, I set this aside and get it dusted with the corn flour. You can see the cornstarch, I should say. There's the cornstarch, mixing it up, get it all nice and evenly blended, and then you set that aside to sit for a couple minutes before you fry it. Got to get more beer in there. Setting aside the ingredients to make up my sauces, which is what I'm doing now, mixing up my sauce for the General Tso, and then mixing up the sauce afterward for the, actually other way around. General Tso is afterward, mix up the sauce for the lo mein first. Add a little cornstarch just for some thickening into it. It's always the best thing to do. I really enjoy cooking Chinese. It's a lot of prep work. The funny thing about it is it's about an hour and a half of prep work for about 10 minutes of cooking. It's the craziest thing. Very different than a lot of other ways of cooking. I wish you didn't have to use sugar when making it, but unfortunately you do. Okay, so right now I am just waiting for the temperature of this to come up so that I can start to fry the chicken. At this point, you take a wooden chopstick, and as soon as you get bubbles when you put it in there, you know the temperature's there. It is not currently there. So instead of just waiting aimlessly, I'm going to find my beer, which is right here, and I want to drink my beer. And we are once again back to some time lapse. Frying up the chicken the first and second time here, mixing it up. As you can see in the background there, Jessica and Logan have joined me. Frying up all the vegetable portion for the lo mein. You cook it down for about 3 minutes before adding in the next part of it, which is going to be the spinach. That'll come right here. Let the spinach wilt down a little bit. I'm getting the other wok up nice and hot so I can do the chicken. Adding some garlic to it. I actually overcooked the garlic a little bit. Noodles are in for the lo mein. Now that's going to let the flavors just really cook right into that. Sauce is going on. Chicken's in with the sauce for the lo mein, or for the General Tso. Now it's just a matter of mixing it all up and getting ready to serve. As you can see here, once it gets going, it's done quick. All right, so this is what we have going on here. General Tso's chicken, vegetable lo mein. We got some white rice. Gonna eat this shit with some chopsticks. Well, today was another day. It was a good day, actually. So you saw the video of the Chinese food. I didn't really do the tasting afterward. I just kind of dove into it. It was good. I put too much, a little bit too much spice in the General Tso's chicken. Too much ginger, actually, really is what it was. I forgot to measure it. Just kind of dumped the ginger and didn't realize what I had done until after it was over. But it still was very, very good. I really enjoy wok cooking. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for watching another episode of the Daily Octane. I will see you guys tomorrow. As I've been saying all week, I have an event tomorrow night that I'm hoping I can film at. I don't want to talk about it on video unless I can actually film it, but I'm going to do my best to try to document what I'm going to go do. But regardless, I still have other things going on. Once again, thank you for watching the Daily Octane. Click a like on this video if you like me cooking Chinese food. I might do more cooking videos going forward. I'm trying to do like a mix of a number of different things, so I appreciate the likes. Subscribe to the channel because there will be a lot of different things coming in the near future. And you have a wonderful evening. This has been the Daily Octane. I'm Chris, and have a good night.